You are watching Air EnB, Earl and Brent's New York Sports Talk, and on this video, we will discuss Daniel Jones's first NFL start and this Sunday's matchup against the Redskins. All that coming up right now. So what did you think about Daniel Jones's first NFL start? You've been calling for an Eli replacement for a while now. What did you think?
Wow, and impressive nonetheless, man. Right? I look at it, and I'm very pragmatic. I like to temper my excitement and not get ahead of myself. It's the first game. The Tampa Bay defense has actually been pretty good this year, but I still want to say that it's Tampa Bay. I really like to see where he's going to be with, a tougher competition, and once more tape comes out on him. Yeah. But with that said, that's about the best first game you can ever ask from, right?
I'll tell you what, though, in terms of the pass rush, they're not going to face pass rushes as good as that. I mean, Shaq was destroying the game.
Yeah.
So I guess we can finally say that the Giants' offensive line will hold up a whole season. And
they have improved. They have improved this season.
Much improved. Now, I can't really judge Nate Solder yet because the problem was he was matched up against Shaq, who has been amazing the first 2 weeks of the season. Well, 3 weeks of the season anyway. Absolutely. So it's hard to judge Nate. But going by last year, he had to step his game up big time because I was trying to figure out how he was helping out Tom Brady's, how you were on that offensive line doing well.
Yeah.
But it just shows you Dante Scarnecchia, the best offensive lineman coach in the game. But we can safely say that we overpaid for Nate Solder, right?
We did. And it's okay with that. We needed a temporary solution. I was just reading about the last Super Bowl team, and I was looking at that offensive line. Just impressive, man. Sean Rivera, McKenzie, David Deal, is it Seibert?
Richard Seibert, yeah.
Right? I mean,
Seibert.
man.
I think that's how you pronounce it, Seibert, yeah.
Yeah, just an impressive line. And it's just really hard to develop and find five guys that can really play and just mesh together. And not only that, find guys that are going to be willing to be backups and they can step up when it's necessary, when it's like, injuries are hitting the offensive line, right? Yeah. So I think the thing that impressed me more about the whole Daniel Jones first game was that the fact that he didn't have Saquon Barkley, who is our number one weapon, right? And so for him to go down in Tampa, come back from 18 plus points, rush for 2 TDs, throw for 2 TDs. I think he was just shy of 300 yards. I think he maybe had 298.
No, I think he was over 3.
He was over 3?
I think he was over 3. I can check right now, but I think he was definitely over 3.
Yeah.
So I mean, for the fact that the defense did not have to worry about Barkley, the fact that there was Gallman in there, so they're going to be coming at him and they're going to structure their defense to the throw. Mm-hmm. And the fact that he was still able to hit Ingram for the 79-yarder. Yeah. The fact that he was able to extend the play. There was 2 sacks in which he held onto the ball too long, but
that's expected. It's expected in his first game, right?
First start, yeah. But it's expected in the first start, but it was just what more do you want from a guy's first start? What more do you want?
He did everything that we expected and more. I mean, just the mobility from the guy. I was looking at a couple of articles. I think he had about 3 different runs where he's like in the top 5 in terms of speeds reached, either by quarterback or by position player. I think he had like 3 runs where it was like over 19 miles an hour. So 19.67. So
and he ran 20 miles an hour.
The guy's got wheels, man. The guy.
Well, you can see on that final touchdown where he ran about 16 yards or something like that.
I know. And
let's see here. It was 11. Okay, so he was 23 at 36 for 336 yards.
Okay.
And then he ran for 4 rushes for 28.
Okay. So I think the last play of the game, obviously, the last play of the offensive drive, the winning touchdown it turned out to be, because there was still an opportunity for the Bucs to win that game, as we saw. Which,
how did they lose that game?
I mean, listen, we're talking about, first of all, I mean, we can get into that where Janoris Jenkins was playing off Mike Evans, and pretty much Jameis Winston just drops a real nice long pass to them, puts them in an amazing field goal situation. I
don't think he was playing off of him. I think he just got beat. Listen, Evans is a hard matchup. Who was doing the game? The Barbers are doing the game.
Okay.
And they said when Evans was destroying them early in the first half, when they were up, 28-10.
He had 3 touchdowns in the first half.
He had 3 in the first half?
I was going to say he had 3 in the first half.
Oh, my gosh. Well, anyway. You got to give the Giants credit for changing their defense to make sure there was somebody else in the vicinity of Evans. But Barber was saying that the problem is with Jenkins was the size difference. One of the Barbers, I don't know who said it, was saying it was a size difference. It might have been Rondé.
That's probably Rondé. That would make sense.
Was saying that's the problem there. Let's see. Did he? He had 3 in the first half. I thought it was 2. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, it was 3. I remember that because, and then because you look at it, it's like, ooh, this might be another game that we're not going to win.
Oh, I thought it was a wrap. 28-10?
Yeah, I know this is not a hot take at all, but it looks like, Evan Ingram's is, again, a player that was well-deserved for the first-round pick. I think the way the Giants have allocated their draft picks in the last few years maybe doesn't necessarily reflect where their needs are. I don't know why the Giants are just so, draft adverse to like picking a quality linebacker in the first round, right? To have a quality linebacker that comes in as a young kid and that's mobile and can cover and also be a communicator. I don't understand why the Giants are shying away from their history, because when you look at the Giants, you talk about several of the greatest linebackers have played for this team, right? And so, I guess the game has changed, so to speak, because it isn't really about your front four, or front four in this case, because they are playing a 4-3. You're looking at it, and I'm just thinking to myself, like, well, if you don't have the defensive guys that are getting after the pass rusher on the line, at least have guys that are able to cover, in space if needed. Because that's where I see the Giants are lacking right now, is that in the middle of their defense, and then when it gets out to the safeties, they're not getting to the quarterback at this point, right?
No. But they sacked.
There was a couple of sacks.
I'm just saying that they did sack against the Bills. They sacked Allen 3 times.
Mm-hmm.
And Josh Allen is a mobile quarterback, but once again, we don't have pass rushers. No. Yeah. And there's nobody distinct on the defense either. Now, what's your opinion of Peppers? Last game, he showed some good signs.
But again, that's last game. I think it just takes, again, for the impact that OBJ had on this team, maybe on the stat sheet is, we weren't winning with him. We weren't, we're not winning without him. Obviously, we got the win last week.
Yeah.
But, we say the same thing about OBJ beating Cleveland right now, right? And so that's basically the player we traded him for, which was...
Yeah, he's a loser in Cleveland, too.
Jabril Peppers, right? And then I guess we got the draft picks. And then, we got the guard from Cleveland eventually as well, too, for the Olivier Vernon trade, Kevin Ziegler, right? So, again, they're trying to address what they need, but I look at this team and I'm like, man, they're probably about 2-3 years. I say they're about 2 years off from even being remotely competitive.
They are. Let me ask you this: seeing DJ first start, was he worth the number 6?
I think only time will tell. Obviously, if you're basing it off the first game and everything, sure, yeah, everything looks great.
Okay.
But do realize that teams, once they get tape on you, can adjust.
They're going to have to. I'm surprised they left the middle wide open for him, knowing he had a rushing touchdown earlier.
But the thing is that because again, they don't know. They don't understand.
But he just showed you though.
I understand that, but
Tampa, they should have used a QB spy there. Absolutely. You can't leave the middle just open like that. And the guy
so
showed you has wheels for Sunday.
My prediction for Sunday, again, it's a poor Redskins team. The defense has just been giving up a ton of points. I'm going to say that this – it's crazy to say this. I'm going to say that the Giants win. Okay. I think the final score is, let's go 34-21 Giants.
Okay, you know me. I'm not big on predicting scores.
I know that. I won't go out on a limb.
Unless it's a Super Bowl, but, I believe they're going to win too. And it's kind of crazy that the Giants are only 3-point favorites and they're at home. So it shows you that people are still not confident in Daniel Jones, or they have some misconception of the Redskins because I don't know what they're watching.
Yeah.
But I absolutely have the Giants winning. I have the Giants winning by 6.
Wow. Okay.
I have the Giants winning by 6.
Yeah.
And I don't think it's going to be a high-scoring game. It might be what you're talking about, but I have the Giants, probably scoring 28, 30, something like that. So, but we're going to know. We need to see what Daniel Jones can do now, but it's got to be a game where the Giants defense shows up like they did in the second half, but show up in second half against Tampa, but show up in the first half now.
Play a full game.
Play a full game.
Yeah.
Show you're a better squad. Gallman get out there. Offensive line does their thing. Daniel Jones is in the pocket. Daniel Jones is out of the pocket. Daniel Jones is rolling. You don't need any rushing touchdowns. Hitting Ingram, hitting Shepard, hitting also the real tight end because Ingram's mainly a wide receiver. And have a nice 10-point cushion and coast out. If you can, subscribe to our channel. It's just a click. And we'll be posting every single week during this NFL season.